Pasok ka na kami. Hi. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. We will start at exactly 2 p.m. Thank you. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. We will start our live webinar on how to become a registered nurse in Canada. Of course, we're here from Roman and Associates Immigration Services, and with our partner school, Stenberg College, that later Miss Alexa will discuss it to you. So before I formally start, let me introduce our company. So us here in Roman and Associates Immigration Services Limited is a registered Canadian immigration firm in BC, Canada. And of course, our main office is located at Canada in 6057 Dumont Road, Nanaimo, British Columbia. And in the Philippines, we're located at President JP Laurel Highway here in Lipa City, Batangas. So, what makes us different from other immigration consultants? So, of course, we have our own licensed immigration consultant. His name is Israel Roman. His consultant identification number is R524540. And he's also an active registered nurse in Nanaimo, British Columbia. And as I mentioned, he's a licensed Canadian immigration consultant registered with College of Immigration and Citizenship Consultants. Um, so to know if you're talking to a legitimate company or people, just simply go to the CICC website and just go to the public register, and after that you can simply search for our immigration consultant identification number. You will simply type the R524540 and click the search, and this should be your uh, screen. So his name is Israel Roman. The status should be active. And so let's begin. So how to become a registered nurse in Canada? So we have our two options. We have the option one, the not so easy version. So let me discuss it to you. First step you need to do is, of course, you need to take the IELTS. And of course, you need to register at National Nursing Assessment Service. And if ever your IELTS got expired, because IELTS is only valid for 2 years, you should take another IELTS. And after that, you need to pass the Nursing Competency Assessment Service, or the NCAS. Of course, we have a computer-based assessment, or we have the simulated lab and oral assessment. And after that, you need to pass again the transitional coursework for international educated nurses. And after that, you should register to take the NCLEX, or NCLEX is like the PRC here in the Philippines. And after doing all that steps, you can now search for a full-time job as a registered nurse in Canada. So you can see, proving its name, the not so easy version, you can see it's long and many process, as you can see. So let me discuss to you about the option two, the fast and easy version. So of course, as here in Roman and Associates Immigration Services, with the help of our partner school, Stenberg College, this will be your gateway in studying and working as a registered nurse in Canada. Of course, we have in option two, fast and easy, the step one you should do is, of course, you should take or apply for a student permit. And after applying for a student permit, you will take the program postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing. And after that, you can apply for a permanent resident and open work permit via BC Provincial Nominee Program, or the PNP. The question we always encounter is, after I finish my program as in Stenberg College as a postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing, is there a real job waiting for me? Flash on your screen. This is the website that you can just go to Island Health website and go to the quick job search. And as you can see on the location, you will choose in what area in Canada you want to work as a registered nurse. And in the category, just simply search for the nursing category and you will see how many nursing job opportunities waiting for you in Canada. And of course, the question we always encounter again is, after knowing that there's really job waiting for you as a registered nurse in Canada, how much are you earning as a registered nurse in Canada? So registered nurse in Canada is, we will be labeled, or you will be labeled here at level 3. So on the first year working as a registered nurse in Canada, you will be earning as much as 35.53. On the second year, you will be earning 36.89. And on the third year, you will be earning 38.26, so on and so forth. So these tables only shows how much are you earning depending on your tenuity as a registered nurse in Canada. So let me give you a sample computation on how much are you earning as a registered nurse in Canada. For example, you're earning 35.53 an hour and you're working 40 hours a week. So you will be earning as much as 1,421.20 Canadian dollar. And in a month, you're earning as much as 5,684.80. And in a year, you're earning as much as 73,902.40 Canadian dollar. So let me give you a computation. Let me give you a conversion to peso. So as of now, the Canadian dollar is 43.43 times 73,902. So you will be earning as much as 3.2 million as a registered nurse in Canada. So the question here is, if you're a registered nurse in Canada and looking for 10 or 20 patients a day, do you think you can earn as much as 3.2 million in a year? Definitely the answer is not. So again, what are the advantages in joining with us here in Romanin Associates Immigration Services? Of course, as I mentioned, we are partnered with a highly respected college, and that's the Stenberg College that later, after my discussion, Ms. Alexa will discuss it to you. We have a reasonable administration fee. You will have your job security as a registered nurse after your study, and we will guide you until you get your permanent residency status. We will not stop. If we fly you to Canada, we will not stop there. We will assist you until you get your permanent residency status in Canada. So to give you a motivation, as you can see plus on your screen, these are the current nursing student of Stenberg. And also they will be having their co-op with Nanaimo Regional Hospital, and the same hospital who will be sponsoring Lamia right before their courses end. And again, as Roman Associates with our partner school Stenberg College, this will be your gateway in studying and working as a registered nurse in Canada. So, and with this, I will now hand over the hosting to Ma'am Jenica. Hello,
Hi,
Ma'am
Rain.
Jenica.
This is Alexa, actually, Rain. Sorry, Jenica
Sorry,
wasn't able
ma'am.
to join us
Yes.
today. Ayos lang.
Okay.
So, hello, everyone. So, my name is Alexa. Hello, Rain. Thank you so much
Hello,
for
ma'am.
having me today. So, maraming salamat sa pag-invite kay Stanberg College. And hello to our attendees. So, tingin ko naman most of our attendees are Filipino. So, let me start my presentation now. So, I'll just share my screen so we can begin. So, switch lang ako ng display. And I hope that you can see my screen clearly. Can you just confirm, Rain, kung maayos yung aking presentation? And is it visible? Um, um, Hello, Rain. Can you just
Yes,
confirm?
ma'am.
Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
sige. Thank you
Yes, ma'am.
so
Yes, ma'am.
much. Okay, so before I begin, I just want to introduce myself. So I am Alexa. I am the International Education Advisor of Stenberg College. So I am working from home. So I do apologize. Baka may marinig kayo na ng mga background noises on my end. But rest assured, I will be explaining our program in school well. And if ever man na may mga follow-up question kayo after, we can discuss it during the Q&A portion after my presentation. And of course, you can also request a session with RCIS para matulungan nila kayo with your inquiries. Oops, so sorry, hindi ko pala natanggal yan. So let me just skip this slide. So hindi ko napapakita sa inyo yung video na yan. But here are what I will be discussing all throughout my presentation. So of course, I will be discussing the overview of our school. So mas makikilala niyo kung sino si Stenberg College. And I will also give an additional information sa process on how you can become an RN and LPN in Canada. The one that was showed to you by Sir Rain kanina. So I will also give you an overview about the process. And of course, after that, we will be discussing the program, the entry requirements, and the fees of Stenberg College. And I just want to clarify that during this session, we will solely focus on the postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing and our healthcare assistant diploma. So after that, after discussing our program, you will also learn about the immigration pathways and employment opportunities available for you. How can you start your application with us? And after my presentation, we can now start with the question and answer. Okay, so first, before we discuss about our school, first I want you to meet the team for the Southeast Asia and Middle East. So we have our Director of International Admissions and Recruitment for Southeast Asia and Middle East. So her name is Jenica, and she will be one of the people that will be assisting you with your application aside from RCIS. Jenica have been in the industry for over 10 years now, and she was formerly an instructor and a representative with from an Australian institution. But currently, she is with Stenberg College. And of course, there's me. I am the International Education Advisor. So I have been in the education industry for about 3 years now. And I was actually working in an education company before. But luckily, I am now working directly with Stenberg College. So we are in partner with RCIS to make your application with us and for you to become an RN or LPN in Canada. So here is Stenberg College. So sino ba si Stenberg College? So our school is a private post-secondary college founded by Mary Jane Stenberg in 1990. So we've been in the industry for over 30 years now, and our forte really is in delivering medical program. But as we grow, we expanded to different industry. Currently, we are offering programs in healthcare, education, business, and then human services. So I mentioned that we are a medical college, and our nursing program is actually our forte. And I can proudly say that all of our nurses have 100% passing grades. And because of this success, in just a decade, we were acquired by an education company named Tech Global. So Stenberg College is under an education company named Tech Global. So Tech Global is our mother company. And then for our campus, it is located in Surrey. So if you are not familiar where Surrey is the second largest city in British Columbia, and it is located close to Vancouver. So it is actually just 40 minutes train ride. So it will not be hard for you to travel from Vancouver to Surrey area. So if you want to travel to the main city, when you are in Canada, that will be very accessible to you. The school is actually located in the city center, so you will not be having problem on accessing um, on traveling. So another thing that I like about Sturdy is this the living expenses is actually quite lower here compared to Vancouver. So it's a great place for you to start your Canadian journey. And then lastly, something that we really are proud of, we have a strong employer and industry relationship. So there will be companies that will help you and provide you job offer after your study with us. One of our partner is actually the Nanaimo Hospital where Sir Israel is currently working. So I can assure you that if you're someone who is looking to study in Canada, gain their RN license there in the future and looking for an employment, definitely that will be possible with Stenberg College and RCIS. Okay, so you already have an overview about Stenberg College. So let's now discuss what are the services that you can get from us when you become our student. So let's discuss them one by one. So first of course, we have student services. So when you start studying with us, we have a set of team that will be assisting you in all of your school concern and to help you settle on your first month um, in the college. So if you have some question maybe on your schedule, or you are not familiar on where should be your classrooms are, where are the laboratories, you can reach out to our student
Hi
success
ma'am,
coordinator.
nawala po.
Oh, so sorry. Nakikita niyo pa yung presentation ko or hindi na? Hello? Can you confirm, Rain, na visible pa ba yung aking presentation? Oops. Um, Anyone, can you please confirm on the chat box kung visible pa yung aking presentation? Okay, still visible. So thank you so much. Mukhang nagkakaroon tayo ng a little technical difficulty. So let me just proceed with my presentation. Okay. So next on our services is we also have academic support. So we maintain a small class size to ensure that all of the students will be receiving the learnings that they need to become a successful Stanford graduate. And you can also do a one-on-one session with your instructor. So if in case that you have some clarification about your grades, the assignments that are given to you, maybe you have some questions about the group projects, you are allowed to request a one-on-one session with your instructor. So we will ensure that all of the support that you need, so you will be successful in this program, will be provided to you. So part of our academic support as well, we provide orientations for our student. So before you travel in Canada, we provide pre-orientation arrivals. I believe RCIS also provide that to their students. So you will be properly guided. You will know what to expect on the airport, what are the documents that you will need to prepare before you travel in Canada. So you will be guided with those kind of things. And then so as part of our academic support as well, we have life coach services. So if in case that you are someone who kind of struggling balancing their life as a student and their life outside the school, we provide life coach services. We can provide a life coach service for you. So maybe you simply want to speak with someone, or you kind of feeling homesick. Do not worry, because you can reach out to us, and we will be more than happy to speak with you and guide you on and guide you along the process. Okay, so next on our services, we also have accommodation assistance. So actually the school do not have a dorm, but we still help our student look for accommodations. So if you are someone who do not have a relative in Canada, so do not worry, we have a list of accommodations you can choose from. And type of accommodations that you can avail in Canada are like homestay, apartments. So those are available in Canada, and the cheapest that you can get is a homestay. So if hindi ka familiar what homestay is like a bed space type of accommodation here in the Philippines. So maybe the landlord or a family has an extra room on their house that they want to rent out to the students. So ganun yung setup ng homestay. So in an average, the monthly rent of a homestay can be from 350 to 450 Canadian dollars. So it's very affordable compared to renting a full apartment that can cost you 900 to 1,200 Canadian dollar. So sometimes din naman our student would choose to rent an apartment and then just share it with their classmates or friends. So if you're someone na kinukonsider din yung ganong setup, do not worry. We actually sometimes introduce our student to their fellow classmates or schoolmates na naghahanap ng kasama sa apartment. So if that's something that you'd like to do, let us know, kasi baka we can check, baka meron kaming mga current students na naghahanap ng roommate. Okay, so next on our services, we also have career services. So you will be trained how to create your CV, how to do an interview, and of course, there will also be some workshops for you. So by the time that you will get interviewed by your future employer, you will be ready. And then as part of our career services, we also have co-op, practicum, and job placement support. So all of our international programs has a co-op component. So if you are not familiar what co-op is like an OJT or an internship here in the Philippines. But the difference is for this one, you don't have to worry on where you should apply for a co-op employer because Stenberg College will be the one facilitating this. We already have partners. And the good thing about co-op is this one is actually paid. So it will not just be an allowance, but an actual salary. So for example, if the minimum wage in British Columbia is 15 Canadian dollar per hour, then you will be getting the same rate. So it's a great time. Co-op is a great time for you to maximize your earning potential. And then lastly, on our services, so we have immigration consultation support. So if in case that you encounter some problems or you have some concerns with your visa while you're studying with Stenberg College, RCIS will be there to assist you. Okay, so you already know about Standard College and you now have an idea what are the services that we can provide to you. So now we can discuss how you can become an RN or LPN in Canada. So Sir Rain earlier had showed you already the process that you can the process of on how you can become an RN or LPN in Canada. So I will just add some things about the process that he mentioned. So this will just be like a short recap on what he discussed earlier. So the first step for you to get an RN or LPN license in Canada is to apply to NNAS. So NNAS is like a national government body that will be assisting all RNs that would like to apply for a Canadian RN license. So they will be verifying and checking your documents if they are legit or not. And once it is checked, you will then be endorsed to BCCNM. So the difference between NNAS and BCCNM is BCCNM is the provincial body that will be assisting you um, on your application. So kumbaga parang sa atin sa Pilipinas, si NNAS, si PRC. Tapos si BCCNM naman, siya yung nag-a-assist on a provincial state ng mga gustong mag-apply ng RN license. So ganun yung difference nilang dalawa. So during your BCCNM application, they will be asking you to do an NCAS Competence Assessment wherein they will check if there is a gap on your study or an experience as an RN. So in this part, there is no pass or fail, but BCCNM will identify if may yung standard ba ng trabaho at edukasyon na meron ka is nami-meet na yung standard ni Canada. So yun yung purpose ng competence assessment. So as shown by Sir Rain kanina, so your assessment will be in 3 parts. So meron tayong computer-based assessment, meron ding simulation lab assessment, and then oral assessment. So yung sa simulation lab assessment and oral assessment, actually it will be done at the same time. So habang mo nag-act out ka ng scenario with your partner actor or with a high fidelity mannequin, chine-check din ng mga panelists kung paano ka makipag-communicate. So that's how the oral assessment is done. So once that you completed your competence assessment, your result will be sent back to BCCNM and they will identify if you still need to do a transitional coursework. So ano ba yung transitional coursework? Ano ba yung purpose niya? So sa transitional coursework, ang purpose niya is to fill in yung mga gap na makikita ng BCCNM during your NCAS competence assessment. So kumbaga, para ma-fill in yung mga kakulangan mo sa edukasyon at sa experience to meet the Canadian healthcare standard, you will need to take a transitional coursework. So in British Columbia, the only school that are allowed to offer transitional coursework are TRU and KPU. So si KPU, in order for you to start with them, you need to become a domestic student. So paano na yan? International student ka. Ano yung magiging option mo? So dito papasok yung partnership namin with TRU. So all of our student from the postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing, TRU will be waiving their requirement para hindi mo na kailangan ng 1 year work experience para makapasok sa kanila. So we ensure that all of our students will have an access to the transitional coursework so they can proceed with their registration. So after you finish your transitional coursework, um, you can now proceed with your NCLEX exam. So kung ang ina-applyan mo is an RN license, you can now take your licensure exam. And then kung LPN license naman yung gusto mong kunin, you will be um, taking the CPNRE. Okay, so you now have an idea what is the process on how you can become an RN and LPN in Canada. And I know, sabi nga ni Sir Rain kanina, parang ang komplikado ng proseso. But that's why Stenberg College and RCRS is here to assist you with each step of the process. So we created a program that will help you achieve that license in Canada. So it is named as Postgraduate Diploma in Canadian Nursing. I actually have a video here. I want to share it with everyone because I want you to have an idea on how it feels like to be an RN, to be a nursing student in Stenberg College. So you will have a glimpse of our classroom, our laboratory. So I hope that you can enjoy this video. And then after that, let's discuss the full information of the program and what awaits you after you graduate. Okay, thank you Sir Israel for letting me know na wala pala yung audio kanina. So I'm so sorry everyone. So I hope that you were able to enjoy that video. So let's now discuss our postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing with co-op. So for this program, it is designed specifically for RNs who gained their education outside of Canada and wants to come to Canada to gain an RN or LPN license. So for this program, it is a dual qualification and the duration of this program is 2 years. So that's 108 weeks with 48 weeks paid co-op. And then for the intakes available, we have January, March, June, and then September. So I mentioned that this program is the dual qualification Why? Because we had incorporated an accelerated HCA in this program. So this is how it is delivered. So first off, of course, you have an option to study an English for academic purpose. So maybe if you are someone that would like to study English more, you'd like to incorporate an English subject or course on your curriculum, so we can do that. But however, if you don't want to add an English on your curriculum, that's totally okay. What will happen is on the first 5 months of your study, you will be studying the accelerated HCA program. So in that after that 5 months, we will help you process your registration as a registered HCA. So this is how it becomes a dual qualification. So aside from the RN or LPN license that you will be getting after you finish our program, you will also get a license as a registered HCA. So what are the benefit if you become a registered HCA? So first benefit will be, since you will get a license as a registered HCA, you can now earn as much as 23 Canadian dollar per hour. So imagine if you are doing a part-time work as a registered HCA plus working during your co-op as a registered HCA, you will be able to maximize your earning potential. So imagine from the 15 Canadian dollar per hour na minimum wage, magja-jump ka agad to 23 Canadian dollar per hour. So it's something that our students really like about our program. And then second benefit is, of course, you will also be exposed in the Canadian healthcare system. So you will gain more connection, you will be exposed dun sa industry na pagtatrabahuhan mo in the future. So it's a great benefit for you. And then lastly as well, whatever happen after your program, whether you decide to pursue that RN license or not, HCA is a valid designation, and actually it has its own PR pathway, so it's another stay back option for you in Canada. So after you study for 5 months that accelerated HCA program, you will then undergoing your first co-op, and it will be paid. So that will last for 10 weeks. And then after that, you will go back to the school and study the nursing and a Canadian healthcare studies. So that will last for 41 weeks. And then at the end part of your study, you will be undergoing your second co-op. So after doing all that, after studying those that you can see on your screen, we will also provide you a review and preparation for your IELTS and CELBAN. There will be a review and preparation and training for NCAS competence assessment, and there will also be a review and preparation for the licensure exam. So I mentioned earlier that Stenberg College and RCIS will be helping you obtain that RN or LPN license in Canada. So I want to clarify na yung process na pinakita ko sa inyo kanina, you will not do it after you finish our program. Actually, habang nag-aaral ka, we are also completing each step na pinakita namin sa inyo ni Sir Rain kanina. So you will not do the RN license process alone. The school will actually be helping you with each step. So meron kaming set of team that really assess the documents of the students. So meron talaga kaming set of team na nagre-review ng mga documents ng mga estudyante. We have review and preparation para sa mga assessment and exams na mag-undergo kayo for that license. So to ensure na makukuha nyo yung license na yun after the program. So after that, what will happen pagkatapos nyo mag-aral? So as mentioned kanina, so you have three options. So actually, definitely 100%, you will become a registered HCA who can earn 23 Canadian dollar per hour. And then for the second and third outcome, it's actually up to you. Kasi during your NNAS application, you will also identify what type of license you are applying for. So if you are applying for an LPN license, you can earn 28 to 33 Canadian dollar per hour. While for RNs naman, 35 to 56 Canadian dollar per hour yung pwede mong maging rate. Okay, so I know some of our attendees here now might be thinking na parang too good to be true naman yung program, parang masyado namang promising. Actually, naririnig ko rin yan madalas. Tapos marami din akong mga naririnig na opinions before na imposible daw makakuha ng RN license ang mga international students sa Canada. Actually, hindi siya imposible. There is a way, pero may kailangan ka lang talagang daanan na proseso. So yung iba kasi sinasabi nila na imposibleng makakuha ng RN license sa Canada because of the transitional coursework. Kasi nga hindi naman siya available sa lahat ng school sa Canada. And if you are not a Stenberg student, you will not have an access to the transitional coursework of KPU kasi kailangan mo pa ng 1 year experience. And since we have a partnership with one of the school that offers transitional coursework, na-fill in na natin ngayon yung gap. Hindi na ngayon magiging imposible sa'yo na makuha yung RN or LPN license mo. Okay, so I know some might be very excited now to apply. So what do you need to have so you can enter our postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing? So first requirement is you need to be a graduate of bachelor's in nursing. You need to be a registered nurse with a minimum of 2 years full-time paid work experience in the past 10 years. And then the 900 hours should be within the past 5 years. And then also, you will need to do an English proficiency test. So it's up to you what English proficiency test you'd like to have, or you'd like to take rather. But we are accepting IELTS and CELBAN, and RCIS can also show you some of the other English test that we are accepting. But if you will be taking IELTS, the minimum score that you need to have is 6.0 overall, with no score lower than 6 in speaking and listening, and no score lower than 5.5 in reading and writing. So you might be thinking now, why are we very specific on what we're looking for? So the reason why we are very specific is because these three requirements that you can see in your screen is actually the same requirement that you need to have so you can pass your NNAS assessment. So kung hindi ka bachelor's degree holder, kung hindi ka BS in nursing graduate, kung hindi ka registered nurse with at least 2 years full-time paid work experience in the past 10 years, hindi mo maipapasa yung NNAS assessment. So ayaw naman namin na tumanggap kami ng student and then at the end, hindi sila magkakaroon ng access dun sa RN or LPN license talaga. So that's why we are very specific with what we are looking for. And then for the English proficiency test naman, although NNAS might waive your IELTS exam, you will need your IELTS para ma-process naman natin yung registration mo as a registered HCA. So yung entry requirements natin may purpose siya. So connected ito dun sa magiging possible na outcome mo after you study. And do not worry, actually, I have a good news for everyone that will be choosing to take IELTS as their proof of English proficiency. We will actually reimburse your IELTS cost. So meron kayong two options. So first option nyo is, of course, you can book it yourself and just send us the receipt para mabigyan ka namin ng tuition fee credit of up to 350 Canadian dollar. And then if you don't want a discount naman, we can actually give you a cash voucher when you arrive in Canada. So it's up to you what option you'd like to take, but at the end we will be reimbursing the cost of your IELTS. So for this one, we are actually not sure if we will still offer this next year, but currently all of our students that will be completing their enrollment this year, you will be entitled of this reimbursement. Okay, so for the tuition fee naman, so for our postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing, it's 22,887.94. So it's around 11,500 Canadian dollar per year since 2 years yung duration ng ating program. And then for the initial deposit naman, you will need to pay 5,150 Canadian dollar as your down payment para ma-enroll ka namin sa program. So itong 5,150 na ito, it's deductible on the total tuition fee, and then whatever is left on the balance, we will be dividing it into a quarterly payment. So kumbaga ang mangyayari kung halimbawa mag-start ka ng study on January, ang magiging first ever due date mo na bayad dun sa installment na natitira dun sa balance mo will be on April. And then after ng April, yung next payment mo naman after 3 months ulit. So every 3 months siya. And then if ever naman na you'd like to pay on a monthly basis, kung pakiramdam mo na mas magaan para sa kapag monthly ka nagbabayad, that's totally okay. You can request a customized payment plan to the finance. So tinatanggap naman namin yan. Kung saan mas comfortable yung aming mga student, yun yung pipiliin natin na payment plan para sa iyo. Okay, so we are actually done with the presentation of our postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing, and I know some of you already have an idea if qualified ba kayo sa postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing. So para doon naman sa mga hindi natin RN na participants, actually we have another program here that you can apply for. So that's our healthcare assistant diploma. I also have a video here. I know that you will appreciate this video because there are also a review coming from our graduates. So I hope that you will enjoy this video. Then afterwards, we will be discussing the full information of our healthcare assistant diploma.
I have nothing but respect for the healthcare assistants, because if it weren't for the healthcare assistants, the nurses don't know the patients or the residents the way that the healthcare assistants do. They are the first line of defense, if you will. They come to you and they know when your patient is having any kind of a bad day or a good day. They know them way better than I do as a nurse. And so I 100% depend on the healthcare assistants to come to me with whatever needs to be done for that patient. What I first noted about Stenberg College right away when I started here was that there are so many resources available to the students, and the faculty and the school itself really cares about the success of Stenberg College students. What particularly impresses me about the HCA program here is the in-depth and breadth of knowledge and curriculum that is taught. It's not only just the provincial curriculum that's being taught, but it goes further so that the healthcare assistants can understand the diagnosis, not just what to do when this person has this. If they fully understand it, then they're going to do better in their career.
Our HCA program, I feel, is one of the best because of the simulations lab, the nursing lab, the way that they have integrated the nursing instructors to be able to have them in the same classroom, sometimes in the same lab as nursing students. So they have that cross-pollination of information with each other.
I get really excited when I teach, and I'm sure some of my students, if asked, would say this about me. I'm not just talking about diabetes, for example. I get involved in the background of it and then how to care for said person with diabetes. And so what I hope to pass on to my students is to get excited about it and not just treat it as just a job. It's not just a job that pays the bills. You're helping people, you understand, you do this, and this is the rationale for it. And to be able to help people, and not only the patients, but their family and their extended family and the colleagues that you work with, I think it's really exciting for me, both on the floor, nursing, and to instill that into my students. What I like my students to take away from the classroom, not only into their clinical, but into their careers, is the ability to believe in themselves and that they really are making a difference.
Growing old is inevitable, I suppose, and from my point of view, I just do the best I can for myself and for other people. I really think that here the staff are wonderful, and I'm just thankful that I'm in a place like this.
Before the HCA program, I was a housewife and I have regular jobs, but not a career.
Coming to Canada, I have like big dreams. For a starting point, it is very hard. I got like little bit confident. Okay, I can work in a gas station, and I started working there. But going and coming back, it's the same routine, and then it's just stuck. The life is stuck.
My life before this, I was a digital designer. It was just hard to deal with contract jobs and not knowing whether if I'm able to support my son next week.
When I first started, all over it was a good experience, but I did have some obstacles. With the extra help from Stenberg staff, I pulled through with success.
We work together. If there is any kind of problem, personal problem, or about the education, so we work together, and so that everybody is fine.
We were given all the tools and all the skills that we needed to have in the real world.
Now, I got more confidence that I can do better.
All the comments I got from my preceptor, they said it did not feel like they're working with a student. It felt like they're working with another HCA.
Iris called me one day, come for an interview. So, and then I got the job.
I have a stable job where I have income coming in, which I love doing. And then with that, I can also invest into my hobbies, which is design now.
I love working with elderly people. I love making a change, giving my minute or two and talk to them, make a difference in their life.
Having this job is perfect for me.
I remember one time I did go back, even though I was already off clock. I went back and went to see one of the residents, and just seeing their faces react to you, even coming back to them to talk to them, it's just rewarding. Not only it feels right, but it just you're happy, knowing that you're making other people happy. I have a feeling that eventually people are going to realize this is a good, perfect career choice.
I have no.
Okay, so some of you may know healthcare assistant as healthcare aides, community workers, or caregiver, but they all function the same and are considered as essential workers and frontliner. So for this program, this is the full version of the accelerated HCA we incorporated in our postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing. So the goal of this program is for you to become a registered HCA when you graduate. So actually for our healthcare assistant diploma, we have two variations. So we have one that has 67 weeks with 26 weeks paid co-op. And the other variation that we have only lasts for 37 weeks with 10 weeks paid co-op. So when you say 37 weeks, so it will last for about 8.5 months. And then the 67 weeks would be around 1 year and 2.5 months. So the difference of the two is, of course, the variation one has a longer period for the paid co-op, and it also has an English and core program preparation and a curriculum. While for the variation 2, it doesn't have a core program preparation and an English component, and also it has a shorter co-op period. So for the intakes available, we have January, March, July, and October. So you can now start applying for January because our application for October is now closed. Aside from the school application, you also need to prepare for your visa application. So that's where in RCIS will be helping you. So whatever duration you choose to study, all of the additional certificates you can see on your screen, you will be getting this after you finish the program. Okay, so next let's discuss the earning and employment opportunities for you after this program. So ano ba yung mangyayari after you study our healthcare assistant diploma? So definitely after you finish our program, you will become a registered healthcare assistant. So the school will be assisting you on processing your registration. And then for you to have an idea where you can work as a registered HCA. So here are the companies that you can apply for when you become a registered HCA. So you can work in a community care setting, in a home support agency, a private home, and most importantly, you can also work in hospital alongside nurses. So the average salary of a registered healthcare assistant is 23 Canadian dollar per hour. And one thing that I really like about our healthcare assistant diploma in Canadian healthcare assistant diploma and our postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing is we have 100% employment success rate. So kaya nabanggit ko kanina, kung you are looking for a program na tutulungan ka up to your registration and you can also gain employment after the program, I can assure you that we have that in Stenberg College. So for the entry requirement for the healthcare assistant, to qualify, you only need to have a year 12 equivalency. So meaning if you are from the new curriculum, if you if you completed at least the grade 12, then you can already enter the program. Well, if you are from the old curriculum, what you will need to have is at least you completed 2 years in college, or you have a bachelor's degree, regardless kung medical related yan or hindi, ayos lang. So if you have that, you are eligible to enter the program. And I also want to clarify that if kasi yung iba akala nila kapag hindi medical related yung degree nila, hindi na sila pwede mag-apply. So actually that's not true. If you don't have a background in healthcare but you really want to become a registered healthcare assistant in Canada, then that's okay. So what will happen is it will be considered as a shift in career, and it is accepted in Canada. So another requirement for the healthcare assistant diploma is you need to do an English proficiency test. So there are several English tests that we are accepting, but if you plan to take an IELTS, so we are accepting a general or an academic, depends on you what you'd like to take, as long as the score will be 5.5 overall with no band score lower than 5.0 and up. So the same with our postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing, we will be reimbursing your IELTS cost. So yung options na pinakita ko kanina, those are also available para sa ating mga HCA student. And then, nabanggit ko na to kanina, the reason why we are requiring IELTS kasi kakailanganin natin yun para ma-process natin yung registration mo as a registered HCA. Okay, so for the tuition fee of our program, so for the variation 1, yung 1 year and 2.5 months natin, it's 18,942.40. While for the 8.5 months variation naman natin, it's only 15,317.40 Canadian dollar. And the initial deposit is the same. So whatever this will be deductible from the total, whatever is left or whatever is your balance, it can be paid through installment. And then I have a good news. Aside from the reimbursement of IELTS, if you will complete your application this year, we will be waiving your application and registration fee. So that's amounting for 100 Canadian dollars. So it's like getting 750 Canadian dollar discount when you complete your enrollment in 2022. So I can say that 2022 is actually a good year to complete your application. So yung mga nagbabalak mag-study on 2023, pwede na kayo mag-start ang application nyo this year and kumpletuhin nyo na yung enrollment nyo para available pa yung mga bursaries and yung mga discount natin. Okay, so I am done discussing our program. So I am almost done with my presentation actually. So let's now discuss our immigration pathway. So all of our program has a pathway for PR, but I do want to clarify that we are a private school, so meaning we do not have a postgraduate work permit. So you heard me right. If you study with us, you will not get a PGWP, and I am not afraid to say that to our participants or to share that to our attendees. Kasi although we do not have a PGWP, our trade for our students is we will be helping them acquire a job after they study with us. So I want to clarify kasi common misconception ito sa mga international student. Si PGWP is a document that will allow you to stay in Canada para kung sakali na gusto mo pang maghanap ng employment in Canada after you study, you can still stay. You can still legally stay in Canada. And if you are wondering, ano po nangyayari doon sa mga estudyante niyo? Umuwi po ba sila ng home country nila after mag-study? So hindi po umuwi yung mga students namin after they study with us. And what happened is, nakakapag-stay sila sa Canada because of the job or job offer na nare-receive nila from our employer partners. So yun yung trade namin sa mga student namin. Wala kang PGWP pero meron kang trabaho after you study with us. And actually, I have a list here of some of our partners. So ito top 10 na lang yung top 10 na lang yung nilista ko kasi medyo madami-dami. So ito yung mga some of the partners that provide employments para sa aming mga student. And I have a fun story for you. The owner of RCIS, or si Sir Israel, is actually working in a Naimo hospital. And then I believe, sir, yung batch namin for January 2022 ata yun, or 2023, is inobserve mo for the co-op. So yung buong batch. So imagine, sinanay mo hospital pa lang yun. So si Sir Israel pa lang yun na nag-absorb ng mga student namin. Imagine, buong batch yung inobserve niya sa Nanaimo Hospital. So they are only one of the employer partners na nakapartner kami. So we really make sure na kahit walang PGW po yung mga estudyante namin, nakakapag-stay sila sa Canada dahil sa employment naman. So because of those employment partnership, we have 98% overall employment rate for all of our programs, and then 100% employment rate naman para sa aming postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing and our healthcare assistant diploma. Okay, so now let's discuss the admission process. So what do you need to do para makapag-start ka na ng application mo? So first thing that you need to do is, of course, submit your application with RCIS para matulungan nila kayo na ma-process yung inyong document to Stenberg College. So si RCIS na rin yung bahalang magbigay sa inyo ng assessment and to check kung saang program kayo so kung anong program yung best fit para sa inyo. So once that you already have your program, you already completed your your requirements and you already submitted that to us, we will then be issuing you a letter of offer. So ito i-release namin ito with RCAS and with you para meron, since tutulungan nila kayo with your visa. So letter of offer is a document nagsasabi na meron na kayong reserved seat sa aming program and how much yung tuition fee ninyo, kailan mag-i-start yung class ninyo. So those information. Si letter of offer is different from the letter of acceptance. So hindi ito yung document na gagamitin nyo to apply for a visa. So when you receive your letter of offer, we will also give you an instruction on how you can pay your initial deposit. So once that you pay the initial deposit, we will then be enrolling you to our program. And as proof of enrollment, we will be sending you some enrollment documents that you need to sign. So once that you already signed those enrollment documents, you will then be releasing your LOA package that would consist of letter of acceptance, letter of support, and then your letter for co-op. So si letter of acceptance, ito yung pinaka-importanting document na kailangan nyo para makapag-apply kayo for the visa. And for the visa application, do not worry because the same with admission, tutulungan din kayo ni RCIS with the visa application. And then, so just to quickly summarize what I have discussed. So why choose Stenberg College? So of course, we have over 30 years of experience in providing quality education, especially in the healthcare industry. We also have outstanding support services for our students and graduates. So rest assured that whatever help you will need when you're studying with us, you will get that. So we also have a strong industry partnership and network resulting to 98% employment rate. We have paid co-op practicum and placement services. We also have immigration pathway programs. We have personalized guidance on the RN, LPN, and HCA licensure process. We have COVID-19 readiness plan and extended support. And of course, we have affordable tuition fee and easy installment payment plans available. So if you want to know more about Stenberg College, you can visit our website, or you can also request an appointment with RCIS to furtherly help you with your application. So that's the end of my presentation, sir. So let me just stop sharing my screen and give back the hosting to Roman and Associates.
Thank you, Miss Alexa.
Ayan, thank you, Sir Rain.
So, let me share my screen first. Is there any question or clarification to Miss Laksa, our partner in Stenberg College? You can post it to our Q&A or in our Facebook page.
I think, sir, parang may nakita yata ko kanina sa live na nag-ask kung meron kaming age limit. So parang may nakita kong question nun kanina. So just to answer, we do not have age limit. So as long as mentally and physically sharp ka pa to study, then definitely you can apply. Pero of course, if you are already in your senior year, hindi ko na i-recommend na mag-aral ka pa sa Canada. Kasi although tanggapin ka ng school, baka naman magkaroon ka ng problem with the visa application. So I would suggest na kapag nasa senior years na kayo, you can just send your child na lang siguro to study. Oh, nandiyan rin pala si Sir Israel. Hi, Sir Israel. So good madaling araw na po yata diyan, sir. So good morning to you.
Hello, Sir Israel. Hi, everyone. Is there... we have another question from Joanna Lopez. Can you study if you have a working visa? Hello, sir. Sir, we can't hear you, Sir Israel. You don't have an audio, sir? Hello, Sir Israel. You don't have audio, sir.
How about right now? Can you hear me?
Sir. Yes. Now, sir, we have question from Miss Joanna Lopez. Can you study if you have working visa?
Yeah, so with that one, you won't be able to study when you have a working visa because you need to have a study permit as well. So while if you have a working visa or if you have a work permit and you want to study, then you'll have to apply for a study permit so that you can work and at the same time you can also study.
Is there any question from our Facebook page or here in Zoom? I think we don't have any question left, sir, and Ma'am Alexa. So our next step will be you can send your resume for eligibility check to assessment@romancis.ca. Don't forget the subject line assessment for Stenberg College. And again,
There's
Sir,
there's one more question.
yes, sir.
Like how many years we need to study? So for the pigeon, this would be 18 months. Correct, Alexa? 18 months, right?
yes, sir. Actually, sir, parang nasa 2 years na rin po.
So there you go.
2
So
years pa.
2 years, yeah. And just to remind you, 2 years is the program, but 10 weeks. There's a 10 weeks of co-op, and then on the last one there is how many weeks, Alexa? Again, the co-op.
For the last week, sir, it will last for 38 weeks po. So bali, you will have a total of 48 weeks for your co-op. So that's a long time for you to earn during your co-op period.
There you go.
And I think, sir, may question din tayo yung can we work while studying? So meron tayo from the Q&A box. So just to answer it, so definitely yes, you can work while you're studying. So if you are a study permit holder, you are allowed to work 20 hours a week. So during your study, and then pwede ka naman mag-work full-time during your school breaks. And I also want to clarify na yung 20 hours sa allowed time for you to work as an international student, different pa yun dun sa time na nagtatrabaho ka during your co-op period. So during your co-op period, it will appear like nagtatrabaho ka ng 20 hours a week under your co-op employer, and then kung meron ka pang another part-time and you want to work for for an additional of 20 hours naman under your study permit, so parang full-time work siya, ganun. Magkaiba lang yung iyong employer.
We have another question, ma'am. Do I need the show money?
So with this one, I'll go ahead and take this one, Alexa. So yeah, so the show money, yeah, you will need to show immigration that you have the ability to pay the tuition fee and also the ability to be able to live in Canada while studying. So what we would recommend is, so you need to be able to prove that you have the means to pay for your tuition fee, and then 15,000 Canadian dollars for your living expense, or you can say that one as your show money.
Hi guys, is there any question again? Yeah, we have another one. Can I bring my family with me?
So with that one, our short answer is yes, you can, but you have to think again in terms of, will I be able to really study while I have my family with me, right? So because you'll have to, as a student, you will have to really study for your course. It's not like you're paying Stenberg, you're paying the tuition to get a certificate. It's not like that, right? So you are paying the tuition and you have to study, right? And then at the same time, you have to adjust since it's a different country. Now, when you bring your husband or you bring your children with you, that means you have to worry about your husband and your children as well, right? Where would your husband work? And is your husband able to adjust? And then your children, your child, where would I have my child go to study? And then, so there's a lot of things that you'll have to think if you bring them with you, right? So what we recommend is just a sacrifice for almost 2 years, right? Of not kind of like not being with them, and it will go fast. Like after 2 years is a very fast time. You'll just you won't. I mean, you'll be very busy, right? That you won't really you'll still miss them, but then again, you'll be busy enough that time will fly, and then next thing you know, it's already 2 years. So, but short answer, yes, you can. But with that one, you just have to prove that you have the means to also support your family in terms of the living expense.
And then I just want to add something as well to that, Sir Israel. If you are bringing your child with you and kung nasa, I think it's age 11 and below, if ever man na si husband nagtatrabaho or kung halimbawa wala ka mapag-iiwanan ng anak mo, you need to leave your child in a daycare, and it's not cheap. Actually, sobrang expensive ng mga daycares in Canada. So before you decide if it's really the wise decision for you and your family to bring your family, um I want you to know that it will really be expensive kasi aside from nag-aaral ka, you're also applying for your RN license. So bukod dun sa mga nire-review mo para sa school, nagpe-prepare ka rin para makuha mo yung RN license mo in Canada. So that's just my little thoughts with that.
Hi everyone, is there question or we don't have any question? I think that's it, Ma'am Alexa and Sir Israel. So as I mentioned, our next step is you can send your resume for eligibility check at assessment@romancis.ca. Don't forget our subject line, assessment for Stenberg College. And that's it. Thank you everyone for participating our webinar. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you, Sir
sir. So
Israel. Thank you, Ma'am Alexa.
thank you,
Bye-bye.
our CIS team, and thank you everyone for attending.
Thank
Bye.
you.